When my junky old Jeep Patriot's transmission died, my cat Theo said, "Why don't you get an electric car and solar panels to power it, the house and your pathetic studio, so you can feel less guilty about burning all that jet fuel flying all over the globe to paint your pretty pictures to decorate rich people's walls?" A bit ashamed that I hadn't thought of that myself, I said, "Well, I've always wanted to get a Tesla." "You're not cool enough for a Tesla," Theo rightly pointed out. So I settled on a more practical Volkswagen ID4 all-electric car and donated my broken Jeep to NPR to further my radical environmentalist agenda. After looking around, I contacted NC Solar Now. They sent this suspicious-looking guy to give a free solar assessment. A creepy flying robot did all the work, which made me even more suspicious of their motives. It took about 10 minutes for the robot to fly around and take enough photos for a 3D model of our property and the surrounding trees. They explained that this would later be inputted into Big Brother back at their office to decide if the sun liked us enough to justify the cost. In a nutshell, the solar panels are hooked into the electrical grid. At the end of the month, we pay Duke Power only for the extra electrons we use over what the sun gives us directly. If we generate more electrons than we use, those extra power credits can be applied up to 6 months in the future for times we generate less than we use. This helps balance out the fact that the summer sun is more generous than the winter sun. I was all excited to add a backup battery as well, until Theo, emerging from his kitty litter hut, pointed out that we rarely lose power and it seemed wasteful. Cats. Most people we know with solar in our area went with the no money down loan program, where you have the panels installed at no cost and simply swap out your monthly electric bill for the 1.4% interest loan payment. Since the loan amount is locked in, they don't have to worry about their energy costs going up. And after the loan is paid off, usually in 8 to 10 years, their electricity is free for the rest of the 25-year warranty, and maybe even more. Since we never know when we'll find someone crazy enough to buy one of our paintings, we're severely allergic to debt or any sort of payments. Therefore, the idea of basically prepaying our electric and car fuel bill several decades ahead of time is especially appealing. A friend of ours had one panel stop working a few years ago, and NC Solar came out the next day and replaced it. Since the system comes with a phone app that monitors how much power each panel is generating, you will know immediately if a panel joins the robot rebellion and goes on strike.
I dropped my phone in. Archaeologists will find it someday.
I actually did that on one of these jobs once.
You dropped your phone in one?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Let me video you. How long have you been working for them?
I just started working here for about a few weeks ago.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I'm loving it.
What is your job here mainly?
Right now I'm just a helper. I'm helping put all the panels up and
Cool.
Label out where they go, the railing and everything goes.
Right.
I'm still learning the whole process of everything though.
I've been wanting to get solar panels for quite a while. I'm excited we could finally do it. Every state has different solar companies and regulations, but make sure you're careful with whomever you choose to install your system, because I've heard some horror stories. One of the workers we met during our install said he switched from another solar company to work at NC Solar because the people he'd been working for were doing shoddy work, and he couldn't handle the guilt of working with them.
Stick me something off of, you know,
Yeah, I could.
you stick me something off the edge of that house.
I could like tape like a zip tie or something
That'll
over
work.
the edge.
That'll work.
I wouldn't go with anyone before speaking with someone who had panels installed by that company. Check with the Better Business Bureau and online reviews.
Yeah, these right here are for the pole mounts.
Oh,
For
cool.
the little parts and pieces. Well, not little, but
Neat.
yep. Very heavy.
Yeah,
Very heavy pieces.
that's cool.
These are the rails for the roof portion.
Oh, these are from wood.
There, I'm about to cut a couple of them and put them together in order.
Now, are these, what are these? Are these just for the, are these the actual solar panels?
Yeah, these are the modules.
Oh, that's cool.
Little label there.
Oh, that's neat.
Q-Peak 340s.
That's cool.
So we got 23 on this pallet, 32 on that one for 55 panels.
NC Solar was extremely professional and handled all the permits, inspectors, and everything else. Even when there were minor issues inspectors brought up, they took care of it without any fuss. We opted for a slightly more expensive pole mount system since we didn't want the more common concrete slab beneath it. This way we can have grass beneath that fits with the landscape. Our system generates about twice the power of the average home solar system, due to the fact that we have the house, studios, and a car to charge. Also, our house is over 160 years old and is not as energy efficient as a modern house is. So it might be a lot cheaper to install at your house than ours was. So how long will it take me to get my solar investment back through savings on electricity and gasoline? My current combined electric and gasoline cost is approximately $3,555 per year, but a lot depends on how much electricity and fuel costs will rise in the future. For example, the price of electricity in October increased 6.5% from the same month a year ago, while consumer expenses paid to utilities for gas went up 28%, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Fuel oil rose 59%, and costs for propane, kerosene, and firewood jumped by about 35%. That's just in 1 year. Even though many experts are predicting that energy costs will rise in the next decade far faster than in the past, I'm going to go with the far more conservative estimate of a 1.8% annual rise in electric rates over the past 25 years to see how long it would take to repay the solar panel investment, even at that modest rise in price. Here's a breakdown of the year-by-year rise I had Theo calculate for me. So on the left is the year, 1, 2, 3, going 13, and then this is each year how high the energy costs will rise at a 1.8% yearly rise. So according to Theo, after 13 years at minimum, I will have recovered my investment. If energy or gas prices go up faster than my conservative estimate, I will have recouped my cost even earlier, possibly much earlier if many experts are correct. Every year after that, I will be saving a considerable amount of money on electricity and fuel since my power will be generated at no cost at all. With the panels having a full replacement warranty of 25 years, here's the amount I'll be saving each year on electric and fuel for a car once I've recovered the initial cost of the solar system, even if the rise in energy costs remain at 1.8%. So you can see the total money saved at the end of the 25-year warranty is about $60,000. Basically, it's like buying a 25-year bond that in 25 years will yield over $60,000. Not to mention all of the tons of carbon that will not have gone into the atmosphere. Most people I've talked to who have solar have an average of 8 to 10 years to recover their investment, probably because of the added expense we incurred by opting for the pole-mounted system for aesthetic reasons. That's the problem with being artists.
This from the top of the house to the bottom. This right here is the DC strings. Once you plug it up to the inverter, It'll change it from DC to AC. Comes back through here. Basically, it's back feeder. Come through here. And it goes over the panel. And them your CTs right there. See those two blue squares below?
Uh-huh, yep.
Yeah, that's reading what you're using from the power company, from what you're using from your panels.
Oh, so it just tells you
That's
how
the way
much
to
power
monitor.
you're getting.
Yes,
and
sir. You
everything.
can monitor it.
That's pretty neat. And
Yes,
you
sir.
look on your cell phone and everything.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
You'll download the app.
That's
And
amazing.
You can see what every panel is producing. That's about it.
That's pretty cool.
You got two of them, don't you?
Two
Oh,
of
to
them.
create a lot of juice, ain't you?
Well, they said that's what we needed for this much with the house, my studio, and the car. So yeah. So yes, Theo convinced me to do this to save money, and it will definitely save us a lot of money. But I know that his secret plan was to get me to do something that would save the environment, so that some of his kittens will someday have plenty of kitty litter to play in. So with that in mind, remember, saving money is good, saving the environment is better. It looks pretty similar to the other one.
It is. It's basically the same. It just has that 5270 program in it, which is the solar program.
Oh.
And what that does, it allows that meter to read in both directions.
Anyhow, I hope that gives you a good breakdown of kind of how it worked for us. And if you decide to use North Carolina Solar, NC Solar now, please let them know that you saw this video and that's what turned you on to their company. Because I'm hoping that if the more people I send to them, they will consider removing the mind control chip that they installed in my brain.